Because they always say it's not if you win or lose, it's how you played the game or if you had fun or I don't know. I wasn't in sports. Do I look like a sports person? That's why I knit. Hi everybody, welcome to the show. I'm getting a lot of reflection on my glasses, so I'm going to try to not look directly at the lights. Welcome to this week's episode number 47, Planning November Projects. Yeah, planning November projects. Not that many, actually, and most of them were dyeing stuff for, which is awesome. So I am wearing All About That Brioche. This pattern is written in fingering weight, but I also made it in DK. This is one of my favorite shawl patterns. I made this in DK from a local indie dyer called Strung Out Yarns that I don't think she's come back. I don't think she's coming back. She kind of stopped when my local yarn store closed, and have not. Last I heard, she was selling off her inventory, and then she was planning on coming back, but then I don't know if she ever did. Anyway. Okay, now I have the blanket cardigan up here again, and that's because I finished the cuffs. And they don't really need to be folded over, but they can be. So I redid those. I also changed. I did not put buttons on it. You're supposed to put a button on the underside of this shoulder and then on top of this shoulder. And well, first of all, I don't want a button on my shoulder. I'm pretty bony. I didn't want a button there to, like, you know, dig into me. And I put one there. I put one here and I put the button on it, and it really pulled it forward, like the whole thing kind of hunched forward, and so I wasn't crazy about it. So it does have the buttonholes on each flap though, which no one's gonna notice. So what I did instead is I left it down like I showed you, like, oh look, it's a V-neck, I'll just leave it down. And I take a shawl pin and I just pin it like right under to the side, like where my bra strap would be, underneath my arm, like there, kind of. And then this flap covers it when you do it right, and then you can't see it. So that's how I've been wearing it. I also, can you see this? I made pockets. I put 2 pockets on it to put my cell phone in it. Because first of all, we all know that our stuff never has enough pockets. So I did 2 pockets, one on each panel. Either one can hold the phone. So whichever. I mean, one is, it's cross-bodied. So one is underneath. So usually it's my right-handed one. It's because I'm right-handed anyway. So, although you could switch it if you were left-handed, you could switch it the other way to open left-handed. Or even if you did want to put the buttons, I even tried to put a button on this side, but it just pulled, and I was like, that's gonna snap, and I don't want to have to redo that. So that is now complete. I even re-blocked it, yeah, because I blocked the pockets before I put them on. I whip stitched them on, and what a pain that was. I had to take crochet thread. Here's a little tip for you. Crochet thread is amazing. It's mercerized, which means it's not springy. It's not gonna, you know, it stays the length it is. It's not gonna spring back on you. And I use it for, like, if I have to hold stitches, I put it on crochet thread. Also, if you have to sew, like, it's really hard to sew on crochet because they're not stacked. Like, knitting is pretty stacked, especially like garter or stockinette. It's stacked. You can see one goes into the next. With crochet, it's really not that way. Sometimes they're offset. I mean, they're going into the same stitch, but they're offset a little bit. So what I did is I take the crochet thread and I cut 4 pieces for each pocket. So I made it I worked out the square on the pocket. And so the top was obviously open, but I needed that line to make sure that it, you know, lined up. And then I did my sides and the bottom, so I made sure everything, so my pockets were even and didn't look terrible. Then I whip stitched. I left a long, when I finished to cut the end, I left the end pretty long so I could sew all the way around. So yeah, I'm really happy with this now that I put pockets in it, and I don't think it looks terrible with black pockets. I am planning on getting actual, if you notice on my Ravelry, and I have not posted to Instagram that this is finished because I haven't taken pictures of it, so I'm going to try to take pictures of it before the end of the month when, you know, I have everything done. It's been rainy and cold, and I don't like to go outside when it's rainy and cold. So yes, that's all we have to talk about. I also do have my shawlography progress, which again we'll leave to the very end. So if you don't want to have spoilers, we'll say goodbye before I show you that. So there will be plenty of warning so you can relax and watch this until we get there. I have one other whip. If you remember from last week, this is my 2-layer hat, fingering weight. Making some progress. I haven't really been working on it a lot because I've been working almost exclusively on shawlography. Yeah, the other day I got a bee in my bonnet and just went and woven all my ends on shawlography, woven all the ends on that, woven all the ends on the shawls that I had to send off. So this is where I'm at hat-wise. I don't think I'm even halfway there. Yeah, I'm definitely not halfway there. I'm close, but no. This is mostly night knitting if shawlography is too advanced for me. Like if I'm really messing up and I don't want to take the chance of messing up more. So that's what I've got for normal stuff. Can I turn this off? Because this is in my planning and November projects. I got a lot going on because November, if you know, November starts my winter knitting because I do it in 3. For my planning, everything's in 3 months. So we have 4 quarters, 3 months each. So winter is November, December, and January. So these are the months that I knit winter stuff. So everything that is not winter stuff is put on hold. So I'm not doing those shorts. Those shorts I will pick back up in springtime. And you're like, what shorts? Yeah, exactly. Springtime. Probably that last of spring, maybe May, we'll do the shorts, which is great because they're in a great place to stop and hibernate for a while. Because it's right before I start the short rows, so everything's good to go there. So this starts winter, November, December, January. So I do have 3 sweaters picked out for each month. For November, we're doing Witchling. If you remember, Witchling by Dragon Horde Designs. I'm trying to remember her name. Tristan something. Molinar, maybe. Not sure. So for that, I wanted to show you. This is November's projects. These 4 here are for Witchling. These have to be dyed for Witchling. Okay, and you see this that you've seen like every month for the past 3 months. For the Brianna reunion cowl. So we don't have to dye that, but we have to dye that, and then my 3rd project we also have to dye. But I want to talk about Witchling for a little bit because I have not yet decided on colors. I have... Okay. If you watch Frost Yarns, which you should, she's really smart. She is a yarn dyer. And she did this whole thing about colors and stuff. And anyway, I was watching her video and she was talking about, she said, if you take your cut, first of all, I don't use, you know this, right? I don't use traditional colors. I use CMYK and I make my own colors. Okay, so these greens and these blues I made, are green and purple. I made them. I did not make this green. This green was factory. I made that black. No, I didn't make the black because black comes like that. I made the green and the purple. I made that. Frost Yarns. I'm trying to think of her name and it's just escaping my brain right now. But she was talking about how if you take your color, and add them to black in order to darken it. First she said it doesn't usually work because black overtakes everything, which is true. That is true. But if you're a goth dyer, that's what you want. I like that black overtakes everything. And I also like that I can manipulate my colors by how much black I put in it. But she did have another good point, and she said if you want to play with your colors, to take a darker version of your color, like a darker red, a darker purple, a darker green, a darker blue. And she says in her video which ones are her favorites. So I went and bought all of them. I did. In order to play around, because I would like more dimension and I would like to get more tonal things without actually having to go tonal. So I'd like to see what happens if I mix my green, because I have a few different greens that don't have black in them yet, but I'd like to see what happens if I mix those greens and then put the black in them, if I can get more dimension in my darker colors, which is really what I'm looking for. Or I could have those darker colors and then do a like black speckles, or you know, I can bring black in it some other way. So go watch her video if you're interested in that's all. I guess I'll link her below. She's pretty cool. As in, I don't mind like plugging her because I think she is good, and she doesn't like. She's pretty open with her dyeing secrets and stuff, like not like secrets, but you know, some stuff's secret, like some stuff is secret, and some stuff doesn't have to be. Like I might not show you how, like I show you how to make some of my colors. I don't show you how to make all of my colors, like all of my favorite colors that I'm planning on selling. I'm not going to tell you how I make those just because those are mine. Well, maybe I would tell you. But I would tell you the technique I use, and I would tell you how I did it, and I would tell you what percentage I used so that you can make your own color. Do you know what I mean? So some things can be kept secret, and other things don't have to be secret, like how you did it. Like you don't have to tell me what percentage of color you used, but if you explain the process and say, I used low immersion, and I used high acid, I did a cold vat, I did, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can go with that. And she is one of the more open dyers that I've seen, so thumbs up, you should watch her along with Chemnitz, because Chemnitz will tell you everything. What am I talking about? Oh, so my plan is I got all those colors that she was talking about. So when they get here, I'm going to swatch them, and there are different depths of shades. And I'm thinking one of those, which is like an actual milled color, and I don't like to use milled colors because I know they're going to change them on me, and that's why I like to make my own colors. But I wouldn't mind using half of milled colors if I could use them, because I don't want to. I feel like part of it is making your own colors. For me, part of it's making my own colors. So that's why I haven't decided on a color yet. I'm going to wait and see how my swatches come out before I decide. So I need a main color and a contrasting color. And I'm really leaning towards something like this burgundy, because I just did a green, and black. I want to do green and black and everything, or green, black, and purple. So I'm trying to, like, what else do I want to do? I mean, I could do something like this. I could do gray and burgundy, I guess. I am leaning towards this color. Well, not this specific color, because I don't know what color she used. But it's a nice color, and I'm sorry, I was remembering that this shawl is what made me go, don't bind off on your corner. So, don't start at the arms, start at the tip. So that's our #1 project. That is going to be my Monday through Friday during the day project, because we know I schedule things. That brings me to the weekends. Brianna reunion cowl, and I swear to God, for reals this time, we're doing this, okay? So I'm trying to figure out when, because dye project is November 1st on a Monday. Dye project is always a Monday. So that means I have to have my swatches done before then, so I can have this dyed. I'd like to have this dyed before Monday. Okay, because in our goth knitting Facebook group, we're like, a few of us are doing a witchling and knit along, because there's some beginners and I wanted to help. Well, there's one lady who'd never knit a sweater before, and I wanted to be there to help her, because I think everyone should be able to knit a sweater. And it says it's beginner friendly, so I don't suppose I'll have to help her too much. And plus, I think the hardest part when you're knitting a sweater is the motivation to keep going. So I like to do like the shawlography. The only thing that's getting me through it, besides that I love the I'm very what's the word, when I'm competitive, but not against anyone else. I'm competitive against myself. Like, I want to do better than my best. So which is weird, but having other people with you doing it at the same time, it can, you know, keep you motivated. And but I don't feel competitiveness with other people. I don't feel like, well, I guess maybe I do, just not the bad, like where I wouldn't trip you or push you out of the way. I'm more one of those people who would stop and help you if you fell and we were running a marathon. I would stop and help you up, you know what I mean? And if you're injured, I'd probably hop along with you, you know what I mean, to get you there. Because to me, that winning isn't the ultimate. That's why I don't enjoy the Olympics, because I don't care who wins. Like, it doesn't matter. Because they always say it's not if you win or lose, it's how you played the game, or if you had fun, or I don't know. I wasn't in sports until I look like a sports person. That's why I knit. Okay, so we are for real doing the Brianna cowl capelet. Why did I call it a cowl? Brianna reunion capelet. I feel bad that I've been showing you this for like 4 months and we still haven't done it. So if dye day's Monday, which I still think I'm going to dye the sweater stuff before that so I can cast on the 1st, because my second project will be done on dye day. Because I'm doing dyes I was doing it Mondays, but then if the weather's not cooperating, I'm doing it other days. So I have 1 more dye day for the shop. Well, probably 2 more dye days for the shop. And then I'm really enjoying dyeing, so I'm probably gonna, once I do those swatches, which does not have to be done on a dye day because those go in my vegetable steamer, those aren't done in the pots. And I'm probably gonna do them, I think one's coming tomorrow. One of the dyes I could get on Amazon, so I got it on Amazon. And the other 2 are coming, or the other 4 are coming from Dharma, and they haven't even shipped yet, so who knows when I'll get those. But the one I'm getting from Amazon is not the burgundy. I gotta wait for the, oh, it's arriving today. So tomorrow I could do a thing of swatches. Okay, what was I talking about? Brianna Capelet. So we could do that the first weekend, the 6th and the 7th. We could do that. I don't think I have anything happening next month other than Lola going to the vet. I'd have, yeah, there's literally nothing on here for November. Nice. I don't have any doctor's appointments or anything. That's great. Okay. So for the first weekend, we'll do the Capelet. We should have that done. And then we have 1, 2, 3 other weekends. So what did I have for possible weekends things? For possible weekends, oh, the Slumber Shawl by Stephen West. And y'all know I say that I am not a huge fan of his, and I think shawlography made me a fan because he just is. I mean, I've had this shawl on my thing for a while because I've got all those Malabrigos that I want to use up, and this is an old shale. It's old shale. It has this like that old shale down the spine, and then it's like garter ridges. It's probably some horrendous. It looks like one of the things we're doing in shellography. So that's probably a pearl on the wrong side, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, my point is I have two colors. I have 4 colors. I have 4 colors of Malabrigo. I use them for tops, and then I realized I don't want to use superwash for tops because they don't fit. They're slippery. They don't give me any support. So I have 4 colors and 2 skeins of each color. So there were 2 colors, like a cucumber green and pine green. I think I was going to make those into one and just use 2 color because there's 2 skeins of each. So I would use up 1 skein and then use up the other skein. And then the other 2 were Lotus and Chris, that I was going to do the same thing. Because I like the look of that shawl, and I think the 2 color in the I'm at least going to do the green one because I think that would look good. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the other 2 colors in that or not because I have another idea. But that at least one of those I think is going to be, that's worsted weight. It says Erin, but I'm just going to do it in a worsted because shells are easy. You can change the things, and it's, you just go till it's big enough. Like really. It's not going to matter. Plus, if you understand the way that is, it's going to come from, it doesn't matter. I can do it. I I have that for weekends. I also have the Deathflake Mittens that I have the cups, I can't speak today. I have the cuffs finished, but I don't have, I mean the cuffs before the color work. I don't mean the actual, like the actual cuff, because this cuff has like, these are the Deathflake Mittens. I'm doing them in black and red, so the white part is going to be red. I mean, right? Yeah, I think it's red. I think I did it that way. This will be red skulls. Anyway, my problem with the mittens is that it's charted, and I'm not the best at charts, and I've never actually made mittens before, and they're fingering weight, so I'm not entirely sure that's going to be a relaxing weekend thing. That might be on Monday through Friday when I've got when I finished a sweater and I just have time, because that is something I don't think I'm going to want to start and stop on. I think I'm going to want to sit down and just bang them out, get through that chart as fast as possible and be done. Also, not sure I'm going to get to those this year because I keep like I started them last year and I'm like, this is going to take forever, and I didn't want to do them. Like, I want to have mittens, but how badly do I want to have them is my question. And it's about as badly as arm warmers, so I'm not sure those are even going to be done. Okay, so that's our weekend, the shawl. I'm sure there's other things I could do for the weekend. I'm trying to think of other things I have because I'm not sure with that many weekends. How many did I say? Because that Capelet's going to be done the first one. So we have 1, 2, 3 weekends. 4 skein worsted weight shawl is probably going to take longer than that. Okay, so then our last thing we have is, I found these Wool of the Andes, and I'm pretty sure I bought these on Amazon before I had bought them from Knit Picks to try as a top. And remember, I did like a half top. I think I did a half. Yeah, it was that reddish. Remember, I didn't buy enough of the color because I thought they were 100-gram balls. They were 50-gram balls, so I bought 2. So I made Lola's sweater, and then I made myself a crop top, and we dyed in black. I remember that. I don't think I've even worn that. So remember I said I wanted to make the 2-layer hat in worsted weight. Now I do have some 100% fine merino from Wool to Die For, but I want to make that into a top. I'd rather have that into a top than this in a top. So I'm hoping it won't be too scratchy for a hat. Like, it's going to hit me where, like, around here and around here. Right. I was going to think of, like, a fun color to do, like some goth color. But really, because of this, and this is kind of loud for me because it's not plain black, I like to use my shawls as my pops of color, you know, because then, you know what I mean? It's right there. Everything else can be black. It's fine. So I'm going to dye these black. So this is what I'll probably dye on the first. This will be November's dye project. Will be double layer hat in black, worsted weight, Wool of the Andes. Again, this isn't superwash, so, right? It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. I didn't read that. Okay, this is perfect for hat. This is going to be so warm. Okay. Yes, so not superwash. Perfect. I'm wondering if I do want that as a... Do I want it as a shirt? Wrap. I didn't want to do superwash merino as a hat because I was reading that superwash is not as warm as non-superwash. And these are winter hats for going out in the snow and cold weather. of Ohio, and we are by the lake, so we're in northern Ohio, where it gets pretty cold, lots of snow, lots of ice. It gets cold, and especially because I'm not letting this grow this year. Last year I let it grow, and I don't want to let it grow because I don't like when this gets too long. It grosses me. I don't like when my hair touches my ear. It does something to me. So I'm going to keep this short this year. Probably I'll put like one comb thing on it, because right now I don't use anything, so I'll probably just do whatever the lowest guard thing is and keep it that, you know, for the winter. So I need something really warm. So I wanted to not use superwash, but either one that I use, I can always buy more. So it's, I don't know why it's like a life or death decision when I could buy more. I'll be placing more orders to Wool to Die for, and I'm pretty sure I got that on Amazon. So it's not even a big deal. I don't know why I'm making it a big deal. Okay, so that is going to be our nighttime. So depending on where we are in, because I'm assuming that that sweater, I'm going to be doing Monday through Friday, and then I'm not going to want to look at it. So then weekends, the shawls, the cowls. Nighttime is going to be a hat, because this is the easiest hat. You don't have to think. It's literally knit in the round until you run out of yarn. So I don't know how many nights it's going to take me, because that's worsted weight. And even though it's 2 skeins, it's still not going to take me that long to work up. So I'm thinking for my other nights, again, I have more tops. That's just these little tops. So I have so many because I haven't made any at all through the summer. I don't think I made one. Like, I think the last one I made was the Wool of the Andes, that one. So I have all that Wool of the Andes. I have 2 Valley yarns, Northampton. I have some knit crates. One is like a cashmere merino stellina that I was like, oh, this sounds great, and it's sparkly, so I wanted to make that one too. So I've got at least a half dozen, at least 6, probably closer to 10. So that's our plan for November. The Witchling, Brianna Reunion Capelet, double layer hat. That's our main. So those are our 3 main ones. And then Slumber Shawl, tops. I'm just gonna erase mittens, because I really don't think I'm gonna do those this year either. I think I need to get better with color work before I attempt those. In fact, I'll probably pack that up and put it away, because it's actually taking up room. So, or any new patterns that come along that require my attention, I guess. There is one other thing that I want to do, and that is to redo my Nightshift shawl. What I wanted to do with the Nightshift is I want to goth it out. Like, I want to goth out everything. So I'm trying to figure, if I make it all black with those little pops of color, what color I want those pops to be. And if it's for the winter time, because it'll be worsted weight, it's gonna have to be something that I find cheery, which is probably gonna be like this color. But I already have a shawl that is this color and black, and it's Cash Aaron, and it's beautiful, and I can never do better than that. I don't have a plain black and green one, and I was thinking I could probably do a very, very dark green that would probably, you probably would have to look really hard to even see the color in it. So I might do that. But I don't know. I was thinking something more variegated would be more fun. Maybe I have to look at like some variegated skeins I got and see what I think would be nice with the black background. Like I could just do oxblood and probably be perfectly fine with that, because that's not this, that's actual red. I don't know, I gotta think about it. You could leave a comment if you have any suggestions. I just, you know, my problem is I don't really like warm colors. I don't like reds and oranges and yellows, and those are typically happy colors. So I don't really like blue either, so I'm stuck with like greens, teals and turquoises, pinks and purples and burgundies. So I don't know if there's, I don't really know if I want to go like a bright like turquoise, pink, purple, like a bright tones through that for winter, because I am so moody in winter. I am like Depression City in winter. But I love this and this green. Like these are my two favorite colors, but you can't ever use them together because it says Christmas, and I hate Christmas, and everyone knows I hate Christmas. I mean, it looks like a Victorian Christmas, I guess, not like actual American Christmas. I don't know. I can't decide. But that is my plan. I really want to do the Nightshift because I want to have the Nightshift. I'd like to do that next month. So if I'm going to dye that, I mean, I have dye projects. I have November's is the double layer hat. I have December and I have January, although I'm not sure dye project's going to go through next year. I'm not sure we're going to do a dye project every month because it depends on how much I'm dyeing for the shop, which I don't think I'm going to be dyeing much for the shop. I don't think there's a lot of goth knitters out there that are going to want my yarn. So I can't imagine that I'm going to explode and some corporation's going to want to buy me. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like Mad Tosh. Like, I'm not going to get that kind of, right? It's like, I don't think I'm going to be dyeing that much. A lot of my dyeing is for me, and then people in my goth group, in my goth knitting group, are like, where'd you get the yarn? And I gotta go, I made it. And then I should be like, here, I've got 2 more. Do you want to buy one? So that's where that all came from. So let me know if you have an idea for the Nightshift that'll go with black, because I have a few colors, and I have a few favorite colors, and then I have no idea what to do. Yeah, I think that's it. So once the hat's done at night, we'll do tops, because I typically always have tops going over all the time. But this is fun because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sweaters planned. No idea how that's going to work at all. And I got to get that yarn dyed and swatched before I start, because I think I should just do it without swatching. I'm tempted. I am tempted. I don't know. Okay. That's it, right? Yeah, we got nothing else to do. So yeah, we're starting our winter stuff. Do you have anything planned for winter? Do you have anything that you're like, oh, it's winter, I'm planning on making this, that, and the other thing. This always goes cold by the end of the... Oh, did you guys... This is Poly Studios. Not Poly. I'm Poly, Pawley. Not Polly, like Polly want a cracker. They have lots of stuff that is naughty. I don't think I have anything else. That's all I got this week. Oh, I forgot. How could we forget? If you don't want to see shawlography, say goodbye right now, because I'm going to show you Clue 2. Almost finished with Clue 2. So if you don't want to see Clue 2, I will say goodbye right now, and we'll see you next week for October finished projects. Will be next week, okay? Okay, guys, ready? This has been sitting out here the whole time. Okay, I'm going to show you my shawlography. I'm halfway done. Well, with Clue 2, I'm just have the other half of the last part to do. But I ended here last night on this one half, and then I have to do the other half, which will take me like a day. It's like 25 ridges, so I didn't want to cast on because I didn't want to have that floating. So where did we leave off on these I-cord loop things? Then we got this cool spider web stuff. I really like this, and I'm going to do something similar to this when I'm doing my slip stitch, when I'm designing my slip stitch shawls, because I really like this bit a lot. But I want to make it look more like, it needs some increases in here, so it looks more like a spider web. These wefts, oh my god, did you hate these? I hated these. I had to redo the whole thing twice because I dropped, something happened, and I lost, like, it started unraveling at the beginning. Oh, I know, it got, the beginning got pulled, and I had this long loop of the teal just here, and I'm like, what in the world? So I just ripped it all out and redid it again. That was a pain. I did not like that. I didn't mind the slip stitch triangle part. That was okay. I hate baubles. Did you know that? I hate them. They look like skin tags or like extra nipples, like nubbins. I don't like them at all. And the fact that they're red makes it even worse. And then this part, which I was so mad when I saw this. So I'm like, oh my god, that's my teal. Because I'm dying for the teal to not be an overwhelming color. I wanted the red to actually be, you know, the pop. But I feel like the blues take it. But see, now it looks green next to that. Next to the silver there. Because that's the lighter gray. And I was thinking, if I were to redo this, which I wouldn't, because I'm not doing those I-cord loops again, I would have done, and this is, if I do one of his mystery knit-alongs again, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a bunch of black skeins, and then I'm going to buy like 1 or 2 colors. Because this could be done in 2 color. It could be black, and then like this could all be purple. This could be black and purple, like this could be black, this could be black and purple, this could be purple, this could be black and purple. Like you could do this with 2, because you're only using 2 colors at a time. They could be any 2 colors. So I could have done this in black with one other, so I could have done this in black and burgundy the whole way, which is probably what I'll do next year, black and burgundy. But it's super fun. Like, and I'll wear this regardless, because oh my god, the like actual work that goes into it is ridiculous. But this is too much color for me to wear. This is like too much. It's too much color. There's literally like 2 colors. This is burgundy and teal, but I'm like, there's 2 grays in there. That's too much color. But like if I would have to wear plain black to wear this. And I love it, and it's a, you know, piece of art, and I am proud of it, but I'm not sure that I mean, of course I'll wear it, but you know, this is these 2 colors together. I'm like, oh my God, why couldn't this be black and red, right? Like that would be gorgeous. But I don't want to change it up that much, because then I'm going to run out of yardage for, you know, the black and the red. So, but I really would have done it just in 2 colors. I really would have. But I was like, I'm not doing these. If I had to figure that out before these, I would have done it. But I was like, I'm not going back and redoing those I-cord loops ever. I hope to never do those again. I mean, I think they look really cool, but I was thinking I might do slip stravaganza, because I saw that and that looked really pretty. I mean, I saw it before, obviously, but people's were like really, really colorful, and I was like, I wonder if I could get away with doing, like, I thought of that, of doing 2 colors, and if I could, that actually might need 3. So I was thinking of what 2 dark colors could I do that with. So maybe, maybe. Okay, anyway, that is my shawlography. I'm going to finish the other side, and I should be ready to go when the 3rd clue is released Friday. Well, today, if you're watching this on Friday, a 3rd clue should be out, and I'll be working on that. So I gotta get this done before then. So anyway, that's our plan for next month. Obviously, this is not going to be done for next week's show. I hope my hat is. I gotta feed a kitten. I hope my hat is done, but we've made 3 things. Anyway, we'll go over that. 2 things? 2 things. 3. I don't remember. We'll go over that next week with one of the things not even done, because we won't have the last clue until that day. So I'm not that fast. Okay, so I hope you had a nice time. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for spending an hour with me, or so-ish. Thanks for spending an hour with me. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week for October finished objects. Bye.